Mazda is on the cusp of a new era. The breakthrough to premium. Fueled by a challenger spirit that never compromises, they are driven to build cars that create a sense of well-being. Jimbayatai means horse and rider as one. The term comes from traditional Japanese horse-mounted archery, or yabusami. This deep feeling of connection is a core characteristic of Mazda cars. The idea is that a car feels like an extension of the driver's body and responds exactly like a favorite horse. Naturally attuned through unspoken communication and trust. It would take an engineering approach that was just as radical to achieve this level of oneness in a Mazda. With this goal in mind, Mazda carried out extensive psychophysiological and biomechanical research. This led to their process of human-centric engineering, which puts the human behind the wheel at the heart of every engineering effort. But how did Mazda engineers go about making this a reality? To further explain the concept of human-centric engineering, I had the opportunity to sit down with Matthew Valbuena. Matthew, welcome. Tell me a little bit about your role in Mazda.
So at Mazda, I am an engineer that's focused on Mazda's in-vehicle technology and the human-machine interface, or how people interact with those technologies.
How does a Mazda engineer go about creating this perfect and comfortable, efficient environment for a driver to sit in?
The cockpit layout is, a lot of it's dictated by the human ability. So the goal around the vehicle is to support the driver. When you get in the driver's seat and you put your foot on the dead pedal and on the accelerator, your feet are shoulder width apart because that's a natural standing position. When we look at things like the seat itself, we want to support the driver's natural S-shaped spine curvature. Because again, a supported driver is going to be able to accurately understand the motions transferred from the vehicle and be able to behave properly. So Mazda utilizes minimum jerk theory. And that theory is basically the human body, when it naturally moves, minimizes jerk. And so with driving dynamics, we want to have that same smooth flow. So the seating position itself is what allows the driver to kind of have that continuous, harmonious connection to the vehicle, so they know what to expect. So when they accelerate, they don't get the sudden jerk of the neck. When they're driving, they get the natural body roll motion because the body knows how to properly support those natural mechanics.
Talk more about the HMI human-machine interface.
Because of Mazda's human-centered engineering principles, we look about how the driver interacts with the vehicle. And the most important thing that the driver should be doing is driving the car. So infotainment is really a secondary function. And so we want to make sure that when the driver interacts with those systems, it doesn't distract from the art of driving itself. So when the vehicle is in motion, the Mazda Connect system doesn't have any touchscreen interface. And the reason for that is as the driver was to reach out towards a screen, naturally their body would shift. And if they had their hand on the wheel, what ends up happening is inadvertently they're applying torque to the wheel and they would deviate from the ideal centered lane position. So we would rather the driver keep their eyes on the road. And so when we communicate that philosophy and the customers understand that, they really do appreciate that.
I can see that Mazda does really take a deep dive into what makes a vehicle connect with the driver. Can you elaborate on that?
Our goal as an engineer in R&D is to really consider the car as like a decompression chamber. So if you have a stressful day, you get in the car, by the time you get home, we want you excited, we want you refreshed, we want you energized. And we really believe that a great driving experience can deliver that. And it's one of those things where you look forward to doing it. You know, where some people go, oh great, I have to drive 3 hours to get somewhere. Other people are like, great, give me the keys to the Miata. I'm driving 3 hours, I'm gonna be excited to get there. You know, we want the driver to feel that way. We want them to feel energized and that, you know what, I can do this. And the car, as strange as it may sound, it is a vehicle that can help the driver to feel alive, to feel connected. Because the goal is once you park at your destination and you lock the car and you walk away, you want that look back experience. We don't build appliances. I can't tell you, I've never walked out of my kitchen and looked back lovingly at my microwave. That doesn't happen. But I can't tell you how many times I've got the keys to my new Mazda, I park it, I turn around and take a look at it. And it's that sense of pride, especially for me, because it's something that I tangibly worked on. That my years of effort to develop what may be a small feature, what may be a huge feature, but the fact that I've had my imprint on that vehicle is something for me, is a big deal. And I really hope that Mazda customers feel that same association, even if they may not understand why. But when they get to work or when they get home, they lock the car and they turn back and they give it that admiring look, that does it for me.
You have an amazing relationship with your car. It's like with people, and you kind of look at them fondly.
You have association, so it's kind of like that. Again, that horse and rider. This is somebody this is something that's supporting you, and you're giving it commands, and it's responding back, and you're communicating unspoken, but you're understanding what each part is doing, and so really that symbiosis is a really huge impact on this driving experience. We're not about just getting you from point A to point B, but the idea is we want them to really enjoy their experience and feel that this was great. Why didn't I do this sooner? That's the type of experience we want the customer to feel, to really appreciate all the thought and effort that went into the vehicle development.
That's great. It's not a lot to ask. When creating the layout for their cars, Mazda starts with the human factor. Everything else is designed outward from the person. Technologies are designed for and around drivers and fulfills the promise of an emotional and connected driving experience.